of white racism that they project onto African children to justify the miseducation, marginalization, and subsequent mass incarceration. I have found that within the European and American social order that there's 5 stages in the extermination of black males. And they love to exterminate the male as a boy. You always kill a plant. If you want to kill a weed, you get it when it's a baby. You don't wait till it grows up. The first stage is miseducation. Teach the black boy to hate himself, to love European culture, and if you can, effeminize him. Stage 2, psychiatric medication. If you cannot force the boy to accept the will of white supremacy, you then move to stage 2. You give him the medication. That's when you bring in the Ritalin, the Adderall, the Metadate, the Cycler, the Concerta, the Zoloft, the Paxil, the Risperdal, the Depakote, and so many other names. If the boy still doesn't give in, you move to stage 3, juvenile incarceration. That's when you put him in a discipline school or a discipline facility or a residential treatment program. So now he's totally marginalized from his regular peers. He's been singled out as being a nuisance to the school system and a threat to the larger society. He gets out of juvenile detention and now he's psychologically frustrated. He's angry. And now that anger is going to lead him to do what? Drop out of school, not do anything with his life, go to the corner, sell drugs, use drugs to deal with the frustration and stress created by white supremacist unfair educational and social order. And that takes us to stage 5, premature extermination. You guys have a black on black problem, black on black violence issue. We have a black on black violence issue. South Africa has a black on black violence issue. London has a black on black violence issue. How could it be that these different groups of isolated Africans all across the world have black on black violence issues? How can it be that these different groups of Africans isolated across the world have an unemployment issue? Half the black men in Philadelphia are unemployed. Half the black men in New York City are unemployed. Half the black men in Toronto are unemployed. Half the black men in South Africa are unemployed. Half the black men in London are unemployed. How do you explain different groups of Africans scattered around the world, most of whom have never been anywhere else but their own country or continent? How can they be dealing with the exact same political and economic reality? It's because it is socially engineered for us to exist in the confines in which we live. The problem, though, is black people have an increasing difficulty in being able to understand how white supremacy operates. In other words, the new racism is to deny that racism exists. The new racism is to deny that racism exists. Neely Fuller, an elder brother out of D.C., I believe, in America,